Artists are not your unpaid R&D. We are not your free bug testers, PR puppets, training data, validation tokens. OpenAI SORA model, which was announced very, very early, I think this year, maybe it was announced last year, was leaked by artists because OpenAI apparently was giving closed access to these artists and essentially basically collecting real-time feedback from these artists to understand how they can improve the model. Now, this is how most of the machine learning models are built. But in this scenario, the fact that they made this marketing video about SORA very, very early and they still haven't released it, I'm not sure why the release timeline is taking so long. Obviously, there are implications around automation in video creation and so on and so forth. But I don't really understand what is taking so long. And they've been using artists as a way to collect feedback. And some of these guys have now revolted or protested against that approach. You can see a bunch of middle fingers here, but this is the letter that they are collecting the signature for, and you can see a bunch of artists, around 539 artists are already supporting this. So around 808 signatures and around 540 of these are verified signatures. Let's go ahead and read through this letter once again. We received access to SORA with the promise of being early testers, red teamers and creative partners. However, we believe instead we are being lured into art washing to tell the world that SORA is a useful tool for artists. Hundreds of artists provide unpaid labor through bug testing, feedback, experimental work for the program for a 150 billion valued company. While hundreds contribute for free, a select few will be chosen through a competition to have their SORA created film screened, offering minimal compensation which pales in comparison to the substantial PR and marketing value OpenAI receives. So the idea behind this is to denormalize billion-dollar brands exploiting artists for unpaid R&D and PR. So furthermore, every output needs to be approved by OpenAI team before sharing. This early access program appears to be less about creative expression and critique and more about PR advertisement, which I kind of agree in this scenario. We are releasing this tool to give everyone an opportunity to experiment with what 300 plus artists were offered, a free unlimited access to this tool. We're not going against the use of AI. What we don't agree with is how artist program has been rolled out and how tool is shaping up ahead of the possible public release. We're sharing this to the world in the hopes that OpenAI becomes more open, more artist friendly and supports the arts beyond PR stunts. And they are basically calling on all the artists. They're also kind of talking about some of the open source video tools that are available. And they are also aware that not everyone can run it, but they just wanted to, list it out for the artists who actually want to try out these tools without having to wait for OpenAI to release their tool. And then they've actually went ahead and it seems they added the videos, which looks like were removed after OpenAI found out about this. Apparently only in the 3 hours post the release, the post was taken down. So let me see if I can find some videos or these videos on YouTube so that I can show these videos to you.
A few moments later.
So I can't really find a lot of details about the videos that were here, and a lot of these videos that I found on YouTube also kind of talk about the same video that OpenAI had published initially. What if this is also a PR stunt to get some PR for the SORA model before it's released? You never know, right? And then apparently after the video model was leaked, they actually blocked access to SORA for all the artists after it, right? The conflict began when OpenAI granted a select group of artists free only access. Yeah, so this is what they've also mentioned in there. This did get a lot of publicity though. Like, I don't know if this whole thing was also like a PR attempt per se. Definitely did receive the increased amount of searches for the last few days. So again, it depends where you are looking at this. This is specifically talking about India. Let me change this to worldwide because it is possible that a lot of people in the US may have caught this interest. There was some interest spike. And again, like I said, while this seems to be like a genuine letter to protest against this approach, a lot of companies do this, right? They are not going to give access to almost everyone. And when you sign up to the program or a beta tester program for any of the company, you will end up signing a document that says all of these things that have been mentioned here. You will not be paid. You will be investing X amount of time. And in return, what you're getting is the access to the video generation model. Now, most people are okay with it. But most people obviously will not be okay. And in that scenario, I'd just recommend reading the document that you're signing. They also had this generate with SORA, section where you could actually type the prompt and this would generate a video. But I think they've taken it down now. So most people don't have access to it. I mean, no one has access to it now because this was only up for 3 hours before they kind of took the access down for everyone. So either way, like, what are we driving out of all of this? The fact that OpenAI likes drama and they are going to continue to do things like these this. Now, this guy complains that they are not PR puppets, but this thing went viral, and because it went viral, OpenAI eventually got a lot of PR. So good PR, bad PR, it's all the same, right? So at this point of time, the question is, not being a part of beta testing team for all of these artists would have been more impactful than doing something like this. And it seems that SORA is close to public release. As soon as this goes live, the fact that they're already viral, I'm sure they'll get decent amount of visibility. Either ways, let me know what you guys think of this. And like I said, I agree with some of these points, but you shouldn't necessarily sign up for the program without reading the terms of the documentation, which seems to have happened in this scenario.